Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to do everything in the Brawlers Guild. This is the War Within version of the Brawlers Guild. We're going to go over what the rewards are, and at the end of the video we'll go through every single boss if you're here for that, for bosses, but we're going to go over what to do, how to do it, and then we will individually go over each boss quickly for most of them, because most of them are pretty easy. So obviously if you're a Horde player, your Brawlers area looks a little bit differently than this. However, the content itself is the same. What we have here is we have a remote viewing console. This just kind of lets you view from above. We have bouncers. Bouncers will show you your rank, and then you can also tell them that you want to fight. You can also fight random battles, and you can see I'm max level 8 of 8, of course. And so if I want to do this, I'd have to do a challenge battle. When it comes to random battles and challenge battles, I might do a future video on those, but you don't have to do those to get to rank 8 and unlock all the rewards. That's something that we might do in a future video, but not for this. So this is how you queue for the thing. If you can't even figure that out, you go to the bouncers that are somewhere around there. I don't know what the Horde ones are called, but you go to the bouncers and they will allow you to queue in there. Then also near there, there'll be a challenge broker. The challenge broker is what's going to allow you to get this achievement. Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. Brawl Star. There we go. And you just have to complete all the different little affixes that she has for you here. Challenge broker Senna in this case. Make me a giant, so you're a giant. Set me on fire, so you have to like keep moving. Not get hit when without a scratch. And you can use these. You can try to do them on every single one. Obviously, some of them are easier to do than others. So if you haven't done this at all yet, and you want to just watch through the bosses and see, okay, which one of these would be best where I don't even take a hit? Which one of these could I do without ever getting hit? Where I could kite, where I would never get hit, right? So you can think of that ahead of time. But once you do all those, you will get an achievement, Brawl Star. And I would recommend using them early on rather than later on, because the earlier fights are even easier. Some of the later fights are easy too, but they're even easier. As you win fights, you're going to get a Brawler satchel and you're going to get Brawler's gold. VIP room rental form, you just go turn this in. I don't know where the Horde one is. For the Alliance, you turn it into in this place it's called the Boom Room Bouncer. You go turn it in there, and then everyone can go upstairs. There's nothing really special up there. You can just kind of watch from up there. It's not too special. And then we also have free drinks voucher. You turn it in at the bar. We have the potion dispenser, so that lets the potions be free. And then we have chip dice. That enables the random brawl mode. So for only 100 gold, you can come over, and then once you use that, you will be able to queue for a random brawl, which are different things. These still will give you rep and progress yourself up, but that's not where we're not going to go over that in this video. We have the card trader. So this is for challenge modes. You won't be able to buy these until you are rank 8, and then these have challenge things, so they make harder things. T440 dual mode. We have a comma, so like different bosses all together, right? And so you have some different challenges in here that you can do if you like. Once you're already rank 8, those are just personal challenges for you. And then of course, let's go over the rewards. The rewards. First of all, here's where you get the potions as well. I highly advise using these potions if you're having any trouble making DPS checks or surviving or whatever. The potions are very strong. They do cost gold, but you can also buy the potion thing from the gold exchange that we just talked about. The rewards here, we have some decor, of course. Brawler's Barricade, you get this very early. Of course, some returning rewards as well. Clockum mini pet or battle pet thing. This thing as a mini pet. We have a ring that can teleport you to the Brawlers area. We have a tabard, which you can't really see on my character. We have a, let's show this, punching bag decor that you can get for your house. You have this updated version of Bruno. Sometimes it's called Bruce, I think. But maybe it's always called Bruno. But you have this updated Bruno. You have what I really like. My favorite thing this year was these gloves that you can hang in your house. Champion Brawlers gloves. You have this garb. I'm not too big of a fan of the garb personally. We have a heirloom that actually looks really cool. Claw, hand. And we have the new mount for this year, which was this kind of like a bomb that has like a turret or something on it. It's kind of cool. And that was like the new mount for this one, which I already have now. So those are the rewards. That's how we do it. These are all what all the different NPCs do here. Obviously, you can watch everybody as well, take part in this. And now we can move on and talk about each boss. Again, we'll try to be quick here on most of these. So let's full screen this. And let's go ahead and go through it. So the first one's going to be Sunny here. As you can see, Sunny is just like a plant. And if you have super high DPS, you can actually even kill Sunny before the cast terminate. But I wanted to make sure I could show it, obviously. You just need to kill these little sunlings or whatever, and then you can go back to damaging the main boss. It's a fairly standard and fairly easy fight. Just like all fights, though, there is a time limit. If you take too long, fire will engulf the ring and kill you. It's basically so you don't waste everyone else's time, because, you know, you're in a queue and you're doing it with other people or waiting for you. Sunblast is also worth mentioning. Interrupt that when you can. It does put a stacking debuff on you that does a lot of damage, so you do want to get rid of that when you can. Other than that, you just rinse, repeat, kill it in time before you enrage with the fire. Let's see. Let's jump ahead. So next up, we're going to have Doom Flipper here. So he's a big walrus guy, and he's literally just going to jump on you. It's flipping out. You do not have to use movement speed to get out of it, but I do recommend you getting out of it. You will die, but I saw people just walking out at normal speed. You just dodge the jumps, and that's about it for Doom Flipper. Next up, we have Gore here, Gordome, and he just does a charge. So he's also equally simple. He's just going to do a charge and don't stand in the circle. I think we'll be able to see it here shortly. This charge, don't stand in the red circle, and then you'll be fine on him. Next up, we have Dippy the Penguin. You just knock him back, and that's going to stop him from casting his peck ability. However, if he's against the wall, you can't knock him back. So if you do run into that problem, you don't want to get pecked by him there. You can just run away like I'm doing right now, and then you'll be able to knock him back some more and keep interrupting him. Finish the DPS. You see, I walk all the way over here just so to get him to run again and knock him back once again. All right, next up we have Bruce. Bruce is kind of like the mount we have, right? He does a frontal, and he basically reduces your armor. Just don't stand in front of him. It's every like 10 seconds, every 5 seconds or so, he does chomp, chomp, chomp. Just go to the other side. It's going to be a little bit harder if you're ranged. You might be able to outrange it too, but I'm sure he tries to walk closer to you. But Bruce is pretty easy. Next up, let's talk about Bill the Janitor. So this one, it's not really hard, but you can't interrupt every broom. He just kind of sits there and continually casts it. If you can, just AoE these down. Just keep cleaving off him and AoE him down. There's the ones with the bomb on it that you're seeing right now. Those ones are the ones with the bomb on it. Those are a little bit more dangerous, and if you can't AoE those down, just get out of it before they explode, or pop a defensive or whatever for the ones that explode. Other than that, you just can kind of cleave them down. If you have too many of them, you will get overwhelmed. But if you have enough single target DPS to kill them, then go ahead. Next up, we have Oso here. He eats the dwarf, I think, the hunter. And then he's just going to do a shotgun roar, which is just a frontal, so don't stand in front of him. And then he's also going to do a knockback followed by a leap. So he's going to knock you back with his paw. You'll probably do that here shortly. There we go. And then just don't stand in this red circle for the leap, and then you will be just fine. Next up, we are going to have the Quackin'. So this one's really easy. Just going to put purple stuff on the floor, and then eventually he's going to turn you into a duck. And this is like the fight in in Dragonflight. I can't remember which fight it was, what the name of the fight was. I mean, it was a council fight, and it's going to turn you into a duck, and then you can press your 1 button on the little interface that pops up, and then it's going to allow you to run fast and dodge. So you're really slow as a duck here, so you press your 1, it's like a speed button, and then you'll be able to run fast out of these purple things. And then the last one was a little bit close, actually, because I came out late, I guess, but then you can finish him off. He has very low health. Next up is Razor Grin, this shark guy. Very easy. Just don't stand by him. Just stand behind him. He flops around and jumps at you a little bit. Just don't stand in front of him. Super simple for Razor Grin. Next up, we have let's go a little bit forward here. So we have these slimes. Well, he's one slime and he turns into more. So you want to AoE these because it does share damage or whatever. So AoEing is good here. However, the problem is these things do hit really hard. So if you're a melee player, especially, sitting in and just tanking these things to the face is not great. However, tank players, if you are a tank spec, I saw tank players just standing there, taking it to the face and not getting hurt. So you'll be fine if as a tank spec to do this. If you are a melee DPS like I am, you know, you might need to kite around range. Obviously, you want to kite them as a range as well, but obviously it's probably a little bit easier to do as well to kite them from a range. Next up, we have Ulyss. He's just going to do a pursuit on you. So he's going to, you just do not want to get hit by this, right? So you have a little bit extra speed and just run away. If you have to use movement speed, use movement speed. Pretty simple, straightforward. And then next we have King Kulaka, the T-Rex here. So basically he's going to put a debuff on you. Again, as a tank, you can kind of have a lot of these. Just see what you can handle. When you start getting chunked, like I was resetting it at like 5 or 6 or so stacks. When you start to feel yourself getting chunked is when you want to make sure you reset, and you reset just by getting out of his range. He puts the debuff on you when he's hitting you, so you just got to get away. He also has a little bit of a charge, like a speed ability to get closer to you to make it a little bit harder to kite, but there's long enough time in between them that you can always drop your stacks if needed. Next up, we have Meatball. So Meatball, if you didn't know what to do because you were dodging the balls like I did the first time, you actually just want to run around and collect these. Just run around and collect all these magic balls. There's a gnome inside of him that's giving you these to give you more power, and then you'll be able to finish him off. If you do not do this, he will probably kill you, but he's very easy once you do it. Next up, we have Ash Ketchum, obviously a Pokemon reference. Just dodge all the Pokemon. He's going to shoot him in front of him. He's going to face... I don't know if he always faces you or if he just faces different directions, but he's just going to keep summoning these things constantly. It's going to get more and more, so you do want to DPS a little bit hard. You know, an immunity, you might be able to just run into a bunch of them or something like that, but he's fairly straightforward. Just dodge the stuff on the floor. And let's go ahead and move to Crush, the big Yeti here. So he's just going to charge at you, and you just want to dodge it. And it's pretty much that simple. It's similar to a boss from way back in the day. I believe in Trial of Crusader or something like that from Wrath Lich King. I can't remember what the name of the raid, but I did do that raid. But yeah, so he's going to run to the side, then he's going to charge. You can see I got hit by it there because I was just trying to pre-move. You actually just kind of want to stand still, get far away, and then maybe use movement speed to dodge or something like that. Next we have Glorp. So he's super easy. I might have to pause this because it's so fast. So Glorp, he just puts these slime pools on the ground. They hurt really bad. When he's going to take more and more damage as well. So he just takes a ton of damage. So when he gets done, he's going to cast, let's see what the cast is called. Gloopsy. He's going to cast Gloopsy, and that's going to suck all the things in. So if you don't kill him in one phase, that's okay. Just don't stand between the pools and him. He's going to suck them all in. He's just going to do the same thing over again. So he's just super fast. Don't stand in the pools, and don't stand between him and the pools when he goes to cast his Gloopsy, which he's casting now, but he didn't quite get it off. Next up, we have Clunk. Clunk is going to pull you in more and more throughout the fight. So the lower damage you have, the harder this mechanic's going to get. It's not very strong at the beginning. I can kind of just freely DPS. And then he's also going to do a big frontal as well. And also that area inside of there, it's fine to stand in like when he's casting. So while he's casting Clunk, but when that finishes and he does the frontal, standing in there will also make you take the damage as well. So the area around him and the frontal goes off on the finish of the Clunk cast, and then you just get pulled in more and more as the fight goes. So try to do as much damage as you possibly can. Next up, we have every classic hardcore player's least favorite enemy, Stitches. So Stitches, he's going to put a debuff. Let's wait in here. We can show the debuff. So the debuff is right down here. There's two debuffs on me. A hook debuff and a slime debuff. If the slime debuff ever gets to 10, you'll automatically die. So you have to get out of his aura, his little slime. When you get out of it, he's going to hook you in. It's going to make you move slower. So basically, again, this is kind of a DPS check. You have to continually get out before you get to 10. So you need to get out by 9, right? If you get to 9, just make sure you're out so it doesn't tick to 10. You will die. And then he's going to hook you back in. Now, I do think that there's a way to... I think you can... maybe sneakily get out and get back in before he hooks you, especially if you use movement speed, but I'm not sure. I didn't quite pull it off, but I think you might be able to do that. But yeah, just get out before 10, and if when those hooks get too high, you're not gonna be able to move anymore. So you're gonna be in big trouble, right? You're gonna need to use an immunity or something like that. It is technically a DPS check. Next up, we have Tops, the Triceratops. So he just charges you, and He'll get dazed. I don't know if it's every 2 that he gets dazed or something like that. Dino Daze, there's that. He's going to take extra damage. When Dino Daze finishes, he's actually going to do like a little attack that did pretty good damage to me. However, I did see tanks just tanking this. He does like a little flail. Or maybe it's only with his tail that he does it. And maybe that's what I was missing there. But as a melee, maybe just get away from him when his daze finishes. As a tank or range, as a range, you're already going to be away. As a tank, maybe it doesn't matter. But it could just be his tail whipping as well. So maybe if you're in the front of him, maybe that tail whip won't hit you. So pretty simple though on that. And then just as the fight goes, he just goes faster and faster. That's like his only thing that changes. Next up, we have Carl. Carl's very easy. He's a worm. He will burrow underground at some points, but most of the things he's going to do is just put this fire on the ground, and it's going to go in like this square pattern out towards you. If a fire thing hits another patch of ground, it'll like do another version of it. So eventually, you would run out of area to complete this fight. That's the DPS check of this fight. So you're going to see it hit this patch here, and then that's going to make it, you know, split off into more patches, and if there was more, then it would split off into even more, and eventually you would just keep hitting it. Luckily, you know, I killed it when there's only 3 patches, so it wasn't that bad. Next up, we have the leper gnomes. So there's like the 7 dwarves, but they're like the 5 leper gnomes. So they're going to do a frontal spew on you and put a debuff on you. It hurts really bad when it stacks up. You do want to AoE, but you kind of want to just kind of keep moving and dodge as many as you can. This fight actually gets easier as you kill some of them. But you do want to get this debuff off you at some point. I was kind of limit testing here, and then I popped bubble to remove the debuff. But you can kind of keep moving. It doesn't have a super long range either, so you can kind of just kite these guys around whenever you need to remove the debuff. We've had other bosses like that where you need to remove a debuff. No, nothing different here. Next up, we have Mecha Bruce. So Mecha Bruce, you can see me stunned right now. This is the perfect place to go to here. So I'm stunned. Mecha Bruce is going to do this, and you just want to make sure you're kind of far away from him. So as a ranged player, that's pretty easy, because you don't want to be stunned while he does his actual big attack. So he has his chomp, 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 just like regular Bruce did or whatever earlier. And you just want to make sure you're not getting chomp, chomp, chomped. So, you know, shortly after, so there goes chomp, chomp, chomp. And sometimes he'll do it right when he gets to you. So if you're stunned when he does that, that's going to either hurt or kill you. So better, stronger, faster. Sometimes he'll cast that. And he's usually going to cast his Stasis Beam right afterwards. So this one I kind of like tried to wait a little bit. And I'm like, I'm going to bubble because he did chomp, chomp, chomp right afterwards. So you kind of just want to go to the other side. If you're a melee player, go to the other side, get stunned. By the time he gets to you, you'll have time to get out of the chomp, 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 essentially, is what we're doing there. All right, let's see. Next up, we have the GG Engineering. Let's go back to the start of this one. So this one, I actually almost died to this one from damage check, believe it or not. So we have Bo and we have Max. Max is going to be shooting bombs at us while we do this, but they also hurt themselves and it hurts the generators. The bombs hurt everything, right? I made the mistake of trying to kill the generators first. I would only kill the generators when you have to. So if both of them are in a generator, kill the generator. Let's go ahead and play it. But if they're not, then don't worry about it. If you can, stand on Bo, but killing Max is fine too. If you can, cleave them both, right? But they very well might be away from each other. So I killed that generator there. There was no real reason to. And because of that, I missed multiple red circles that could have been hitting Bo because I was, you know, killing that generator for no reason, essentially. And there's 3 other generators. So now they're in the generator. So what I could do is I could look over at Max, and if he's not in one, I could technically get on Max here instead of killing the generator. But that's just kind of how you want to do it. You will run out of DPS potentially. Like Ret's not the best DPS right now in retail, but you will potentially run out of time if you just focus on killing all the shield generators, kind of how I did. So I went over to this one for no reason, by the way. Just thinking, oh, I guess I got to kill them all anyways. No, I did not. Wasted a bunch of red things on that. Could have had Bo hurting a lot more. So don't do that. Don't be like me on that one. Next up, we are going to have the penguins. So these guys are pretty easy. Oh, wait, we weren't even done with this yet. So we have Dippy and we have the bigger guy here, Doppy. And Dippy's the same as earlier. He's going to get knocked back. Doppy, he's going to very slowly cast a big peck at you. Do not get one shot by this. So Dippy, as you can see, he's just getting passively knocked back by my Consecration, by any of my Cleave. And I'm mostly just singling target down Doppy and avoiding the big peck. That's kind of how you want to do this one. It's the same thing as Dippy earlier, and then just avoid Doppy's big peck from the frontal. All right. Next up, we have, ooh, this is my favorite one. We have the Plunder Storm boss, the Renegade Swabby. So he has a Searing Axe, which is an ability from Plunderstorm. That's just a frontal. He has Repel, which is an ability from Plunderstorm. Just get out of that; it will knock you back into the storm. Then he has Towering. He's going to get in a tower, and there's going to be those end circles from Plunderstorm falling. Kill the tower, and then he's healing. He's using his Slurp, like the heal from Plunderstorm right now. And when you kill the tower, that's how you stop him from healing. And then you just finish him off. He has very low health, but he was a very, very cool boss. I love that they put a Plunderstorm boss in here, actually. Okay, so next up, this is probably the hardest fight. We'll take a little bit of time on this one. So we have the Overwatch fight. So we have Winston, which is Hudson. We have Dole Dastardly, which I imagine is Junkrat, or Soulshrew, which is, I imagine, Junkrat. And then Dole Dastardly, who is McCree, I believe. I believe that's how they're supposed to be. So if he casts High Noon, I think that just one-shots you. I didn't want to find out, but it's a very long cast. So he's doing a barrier projector right now. So what I should have done here is stun him. If you have any stun or whatever, do that when he's doing barrier projector, and then just start focusing your damage on Dole Dastardly. And you have plenty of time. You just have to kill him before that High Noon finishes. For the Winston, for the big monkey, right, Hudson, you just want to turn to him. He's doing it right now, Tesla Cannon. You actually want to turn to him and interrupt that. I was not doing that here at the start, and I'm like, what damage is that? But it was the Winston Tesla Cannon. And then the little Junkrat guy, the Sandshrew, he's going to do a maniacal laugh. You kind of just want to get away from him when he does that if you can. So you have to kind of pay attention to a few things. I guess you don't have to pay attention to High Noon. You're just making sure you kill him before High Noon, essentially. And then interrupt the Tesla Cannon, stun the barrier, and get away from the little Junkrat guy when he does maniacal laugh. But this one can be a little bit rough. It's a little bit of a DPS check, but it's mostly just a mechanics check. You have 3 different mechanics you have to worry about, which makes this a little bit more unique than most of the fights here in the Brawlers Guild. All right, next up we will have, I believe, Blingtron. So this one's interesting. So I did not do this very elegantly, but I did do it my first try. So he's going to summon a bunch of these little bots. We don't want to worry too much about damage on him yet. We're going to try to line up these bots in kill them in like a line, and then we're going to activate that Tesla coil that you just saw, and it's going to spread the electricity all the way to the boss as long as we make a line. Now, I'm not sure the exact range of it, but it's pretty big. You don't have to have them like right on top of each other. And I wasn't sure about it, so I know I halted mine a little bit. Let's skip forward a little bit. Okay, let's go back to here. All right, so I was like, I came back to the Tesla coil just to try to get some more over here, just to make sure that I was going to reach. Then you activate the Tesla coil by clicking it or interacting with it. And then you kind of want to get away. I actually went in too early. I didn't realize what was happening. So see that? I'm getting hit by the electricity, and you can actually die from that. So you want to wait till it hits the boss, and you can see he's like going crazy, right? He's like electrified. And now he's taking like 900% damage or something like that. And now you just kill him. Now you pop everything you have, and you kill him. If you can get away without popping cooldowns before this, then don't pop anything until he does this, and then just finish him off. I don't know if he ever gets out of this or if it's a perma-stun. If he gets out of it, I guess you would just do it again, unless he was almost dead. All right, then now we have the final boss, which is actually easier than probably the last two, Epicus Maximus. So the only thing you have to do here, it's 3 bosses, but there's only 1 target, so you don't have to worry about targeting a certain one. There's a shark, a T-Rex, and the rock and roll guy. You are just going to be dodging. Obviously, it's maybe a little bit harder to dodge for range, but for melee, it's pretty easy. Just dodge all the stuff on the floor, and then interrupt Blue Crush. So he just cast Blue Crush. You do need to interrupt that. It's very, very deadly if you do not interrupt it. There'll also be a laser on the floor that you want to dodge. You can see that right now tracking towards me. It can also spawn directly on you, so be careful of that. It does do a lot of damage if you do get hit by the laser. So yeah, there's Blue Crush again. We interrupt that, and then we just DPS him. This boss is actually extremely easy for the final one. He does have a decent amount of health, so it could be a DPS check for you, but then again, that's what those potions are for that we talked about earlier. All right. So let's go back here. So that's all the bosses. like I said, maybe in a future video, I will do something about the challenge modes and stuff. We'll see how this video goes. If there's any, you know, want for that, any need for that. But yeah, you can get all your rewards pretty quickly. I mean, quickly is an overstatement, I would say. It took me about 4 hours to complete the entire thing. But that was with, you know, a pretty decent queue of people to wait for it. Like other people were doing it with me. In there now, you can see like one of these challenge bosses or random bosses down there as well, which is pretty cool. So that's it for this one. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Hopefully you can complete your Brawlers Guild. We'll see if we expand on this anymore in the future. But as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon link down below. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.